I love numbers, and I was really good in math, so I wanted to work in the number field in accounting. And, and that's what I did for a while when I first got married, and then I got pregnant with my twins. Okay, we have a morning meeting every morning at 8:15. You know, and we go over. It's usually the duty officer does the first talk in the morning, says, okay, give the duty report what all went on the night before. Okay. You know, so that way everybody in management is in the morning meeting knows what went on. And then we usually go on inspection, which takes 2 or 3 hours, you know, depends on what we're doing. And then I come back to my office and I have to check the in-houses or the POs, whatever somebody's trying to order, to make sure it's been approved and we got the money to buy it. Then I'm responsible for the kitchen. It's also mine to make sure everything's on track in there and they're doing, you know, what they're supposed to. And the store is also mine too, the inmate commissary. Okay. You know, so make sure it's running smoothly and, you know, no complaints. And then the warehouse is also mine. So that's where all the deliveries come in, and that's where inmates do sending their clothing requests to, you know, get different clothes or new clothes or whatever. So it's constant something. Just managing the money.
Yeah, that's your thing anyway.
Yes, I mean, because you have to make sure, because at certain times of the month you got to be at a certain place. You can either be 2 or 3% above or 2 or 3% below what they allow you to be, you know. So sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, sure.
You know, depends on what you're having to buy or what's tore up, you know. Yeah. Faith in God. Really, it is.
Someone else said that too.
Yes, because my family comes first before anybody else, you know, which I don't take off a lot of work, you know, because my kids are grown now. You know, and that was one of the reasons why I wouldn't try to promote up until my kids got grown, because I knew this was going to take up a lot of time. Then you have to pull duty, you know, so I knew not to do anything until my kids got grown and they were, you know, more or less self-sufficient, you know what I mean. Do your best every day when you go to work and be a team player. I mean, in management, you and your other managers have to get along. That means you have to be a team player. Yeah. I mean, it's all about one team. You know, if they need something, they call you. And I mean, I have been at Pulaski just about my whole career. You know, I flip-flop just a little bit. Yeah. But Pulaski is my home, you know, so we're all familiar with each other down there, you know, and all this. I really enjoy the work, you know, but I'm ready to retire. Yeah. I discussed it with my husband. He said, Jeannie, you'd be crazy not to, you know, so, but I don't have, as of now, I don't have any desire to do anything else, you know. That might change in the years to come, you know. Maybe my last 2 years I might do something different, you know, to travel or something, you know, with the department. To do the best you can, you know, and listen to whatever both sides of the story is and be neutral, fair. As everybody says about me, I'm direct, you know, and that's my personality, you know, and let's just be consistent. I mean, that's the bottom line. Okay, it was when I first came back to Pulaski, Janet Harrell was the business manager, and that's who transferred to Blakely, and I followed her to Blakely as the parapro. She did. Janet was very, very intelligent, and she was very old school, where most people don't do. I do ledgers for every department that we have, so I can look back, years back, to see when we bought this, who we bought it from, how much did you buy. I still do that, and that's not a requirement. That's just something that, you know, I like to do. You know, it just makes me more efficient with what's going on. To know your job that you're applying for. If you do not know it, learn it, backwards and forwards. I mean, everything that my employees do, I know how to do it. It might have been a while since I've done it, and it might take me a minute to click here and there to figure it out, but that's the main thing. And cross-train your employees, because you never know when somebody's going to go out and you're not going to have a help. Being fair, firm, and consistent. I mean, and be direct with your folks. Don't try to beat around the bush and try to sugarcoat something. I mean, just shoot it straight to them. You know, this is what I want done. This is how I want it done.
Yeah.
You know, I'm no micromanager. You know, I'll follow up with you to see what you're doing, you know, make sure it's correct. But as far as on a daily basis going to see what this, no. That's what you were hired to do. You're an adult, and you know that's why make sure you know your job.